Hi, I'm Evita Miriam. I have come to realize that things that I go through, my whole soul group goes through. And my whole soul group is vast, right? We're so many people who are born in the same incarnation, and we know each other, and we interact, and we have love, and sometimes, conflict, etc. So it's amazing how whatever happens to one often seems to be happening to many others. So today, my subject, not only for today, but for the past month especially, for the past 2 months especially, has been how to disconnect from people who are not exactly toxic. I mean, I don't like the word toxic because there are people we love. There are people we feel totally guilty of letting go. There are people whom we care for. There are people who, obviously, to have them in our lives, they must offer us something, right? Friendship, companionship, even if they are just covering up a need, which it's very selfish, to use others. But we do that. We do that without realizing it sometimes that we would need to have, let's say, a better friend, but this is the friend who is attracted to us so much that, we sometimes keep the relationship for a long time. And there's nothing wrong with that, but the problem is that some relationships are dragging us down. Now, we have to make decisions, right? We have to decide whether we want to be dragged down, whether we want our energy to be drained, whether we want our interests to be shrunk or our time to be wasted and to feel that we have been burdened after a day of seeing our friends rather than feeling, peaceful, loving, joyful, and that everything is well. So if this is what happens with your friends, then you have to perhaps consider whether they're not such good friends. All right, there are, all the kinds of friends. There are people who are jealous of you. I mean, if you have someone who's jealous of you, they're really not your friend. I had a friend who was jealous of me. I mean, when we hear people say that, oh, they're jealous of me, I used to think, this is so vain, why do they all think they're being envied? Then it happened to me, and I realized that some person was jealous of me, and whatever I shared with them was just finished, it just didn't happen. So this doesn't, of course, happen only when people are jealous of us. When we share our projects before they materialize, we share the energy and it doesn't work anymore. Often the project you know, fails before its final moment. But when people are jealous of you, you can tell. Like if you tell someone good news and they go pale, it's horrible. It's horrible. And for me, it's very hard to accept that someone I like, and even after I realized they were jealous. I still feel so much love for this person. Like this person is so cute, and why would they feel so insecure and why would they feel jealous? I'm not perfect. I have felt jealousy, you know, but I didn't hang out with these people that I felt jealousy for, you know. They were not my close friends. So um I don't want to say anything about I don't want people that I don't see anymore to think I'm talking about them. This is not about anyone. This is some realizations I have made, right? So I'm a very lonely person. I'm a solitary person, not lonely at all. Very solitary. Well, sometimes being very solitary makes you lonely, but no, loneliness is really a new concept for me. It's something I'm examining as time passes, but it's not my main problem. Let's put it this way. So but I'm a solitary person, so I don't see so many people, right? And people who have work or who have a project or who don't have so much time, you know. I mean, if your whole life is your work, then if you go out once or twice a week, which for me, even once a week, I mean, I go out once a week, you know, it's like some people go out every day, every night. I cannot. I mean, my evenings are devoted to work because work is not just doing healings or doing arithmosophy readings. Work is also thinking deeply, strategizing, um, or having clients at night because they are from Colombia, and so the time difference is huge. But work, when your work is over, you know, is a big part of your life, or your family is a big part of your life and your work, or both, either or both, then your social life, your friends, you know, should be people who would make you feel, you know, full of love and full of joy, and with whom you could have a balanced, you know, exchange and interaction, and a beautiful interaction. You know, our life should be made into a work of art. Our life is our work of art. It's our life, you know. We watch films in order to see amazing lives of other people, but in reality, our life is the most amazing thing we've got, our time. So we should value it, right? We should spend every day. I mean, it's not easy. Sometimes we're tired. Sometimes your back may hurt. Sometimes you eat too much. We're human. We're not going to be living every moment of our lives perfectly. But if we go out once a week or twice a week, we need to have a good time. We need to be with people with whom we will share love, with whom we will have communication, with whom we will have a common ideology. So if you have friends that you cannot, you know, you cannot let go, and this can be for two reasons. One is because you feel either very guilty, but you really don't want them anymore in your life, but you feel guilty and you don't know how to get rid of them. And the other is that you really also feel guilty or feel love and attachment, and you find some value, even if it's just to be their friend, you know, to have them in your life. If they're not good for you, it is so much better to let them go and be even alone for a while, because when we're alone, the energy compartment of friendship is empty, and then it gets refilled with our new standards. So if you tell the universe that I am letting go of people who are really not giving me as much as I'm giving to them, let's put it this way, then, you know, okay, perhaps you will always be giving more because you're more loving, you're more generous, you're more kind. But you know, if there is such a huge imbalance, then you have to let go. And again, this is for none of you who know me, and it's not for you. Just don't think of people. I'm just saying this in general. Then when you do that, new people will come. So how do you let go? How do you get rid of these people, first of all, you don't want in your life at all? And you have decided, I don't want to be with this person anymore. Now, let's say that this person you don't want this person because they are gossiping. This is a common reason to not want to be with someone, like they are all the time gossiping, saying negative things. And especially for people who are spiritual, this is really lowering our vibration, right? So if someone is gossiping, I know the technique, and I've done it and it works completely. So every time this person says something negative or gossips, I say something positive. Like, for example, they say, you know, this woman, you see how she is and what she does, and look at her. Then you reply, well, yes, but she's very devotional, whatever, you know, or she has nice hair, or you find something good to say for the person. So the thought form that the other person has of gossiping is doesn't find the food it needs. Let's put it this way: for people who are not perennial killers, don't freak out. It's not. We're not. Thought farm is not something so scary, and food is energy everywhere. So this, let's say, fault, this vice, is not finding the food, the energy it needs. So once, twice, three times, then this person is going to go by themselves. They will not find what they need in you, right? They don't want a positive person. They don't want a goody goody if they are negative all the time, or if they're gossiping all the time. And then all you have to do is not call them. You have to exercise this is the yin and yang rule, right? The yang rule is you say positive things. It's difficult. First, because we may get carried away by their gossipy nature, and this is a test for us, right? So if we fail, then it's our test, it's our fault, it's not their fault. But if we find the strength to resist, because most of the time, perhaps they're right? They can tell you something about someone and they may be right. It may even be just negative news about the politics, negative, which is true, but you don't want to be interacting with someone like that all the time. And if you just find the positive, like today I was talking with someone she was like insisting that, everything is, no, nothing will work. The world is going I mean, she was so negative about everything. And I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm not going to argue with her, let her continue. Speak like that. I couldn't leave. I was doing manicure. So I was trapped by a negative person. Anyway, so, but I understand this person is afraid to believe, afraid to trust, afraid to have faith. And she's such a good person. So people are good. We cannot think in terms of black and white. We just have to take care of ourselves. That's all. So for people that are like that, they're dark or gossipy and you don't want to be with them anymore, just don't. First say positive things and then don't call them, right? Now, because we communicate telepathically, they will know that you don't want to be with them anymore. Many times, often, they will just stay away, which is great. And then you can keep it that way, you can control yourself and not initiate contact. So that's great. Then there's the other category that they're not, that even if they have faults, we all have, right? And they lower your vibration with their habits, perhaps they're argumentative, they love to argue all the time and to create, drama. And you don't want that anymore in your life at all. But you love these people, you care for them, and you would like to see them sometimes. You cannot just get them out of your life because you love them. Well, you have a choice. You have to make a choice, Are you going to keep them or not? There's no halfway. I mean, once they're out of your life and there is distance, time is a distance, right? Then after some time, perhaps you can see them once more. You can see them a little bit, and then they will have gotten the message, or they will have also found the support that they need in others, or since that's their issue, right? Because they're taking from you all the time. So then you let them, and then after some time, you can see them again once and see, is it worth it? Because they will drag you down again. Then it will be easier for you to just not call. All you have to do is not respond. Now, in the very rare event, because this happens, not to me, thank God, but in the very rare event that you just cut off all communication and these people insist, in seeing you and pretend that they don't understand what is happening, then you have to make up excuses, right? You have to lie. You have to make an excuse. I mean, you can always be truthful. And I mean, I never lie, but sometimes perhaps we have to. It's survival. It's like self-preservation. Then the thing is, you're going to lose them. Okay, the people you love, but the people who are dragging you down, and then you'll be lonely, right? Then you will see how it is to be totally alone. Now, if you don't have dogs, which is the ideal solution I mean, actually, dogs are better than humans because dogs are giving you unconditional love. And I mean, a human being doesn't know what unconditional love is if they don't have dogs or if they haven't had a baby. A baby will give you unconditional love, but then they will grow older. But a dog is always there for you. A dog will never say, no, no, don't caress me. Never. They will have, choo, 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 sloop, sloop. They will go all over your face. So they will just start, you have to keep your hygiene, all the time with your dogs. You have to be careful. So, if you don't want to get a dog, if you don't want to have because it's very important to have touch, to be touched, to touch, to caress animals, to touch, dogs, cats. And of course, it's very important to exchange love, right? So you can love the whole world, of course, through your meditation, but it's very important to have some warmth in your life. So if you're lonely and you have no animals, no dogs to take care of, and you don't want to get dogs, then just have faith that you're going to attract the right people. And perhaps the right people are people from the past, with whom there's attraction, but it just never worked out, until now your lives were not, whatever. Just, when you meet your new friends, all you have to do is apply your standards. Do not succumb to their vices. And by vices, I may mean just simple gossip. For pranic healers and arhatic yogis, just simple gossip can really lower your vibration. And that means so many things. Lower, I mean, for everyone. It's just that pranic healers feel it, can sense it. It means also lowering your immune system. It means lowering your mood, getting you depressed, getting you feeling without energy. So we decide. Is it more important to have friends who are dragging us down, or to liberate ourselves? I think to liberate ourselves is very important. Then on the other hand, we're not perfect, right? And we should not liberate ourselves from friends who are loving and kind, but for example, we do not approve of them aesthetically or some. We should be a little, we should be compassionate and loving, right? I mean, we should. This is what I think. You don't have to do anything. Should. We should is not a good word. It's not a good two words. So we have to decide, right? We have to act. We have to move forward. And we have to know that if we do move forward, we're going to have a different kind of life, right? If what we need to do, in my opinion, in my view, is we need to just write down the 2, 3 things that are blocking the life of our dreams. And when I say the life of our dreams, is not the Learjet or home with a swimming pool, in the south of France, but the inner life, the peaceful, happy, elegant, beautiful, pure, refined, full of communication with others, life, with culture, perhaps more plays, more art, more music, this kind of life. What is it? Is it technology? Is it the wrong friends? Is it the wrong diet? What is it? So it's usually very, very few things that we do. These are a lot already, that I said. But and a few things that we don't do. Do we exercise? Do we walk enough? Do we rest? Do we spend time in contemplation? Do we strategize about our lives? Do we think deeply? So these are the things we need to address. So I hope you know, I know you didn't learn anything new, but this was my thought. These were my thoughts on the subject of letting go. And I really do believe that it is never too late to make a new beginning and to go in the direction that you want in your life. Because you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded by the higher beings. You will be rewarded by your higher soul. You'll have better karma, and you will be detaching from the collective karma that is, all this gossip, all this negative talk. So I hope made you think a little bit about how we relate to others. So take care. Bye.